released in 1995 and is directed by F. Gary Gray, who has also directed such films like Set It Off, The Negotiator, The Italian Job, Be Cool, The Fate of the Furious, and Men in Black International. And this film is starring Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, Nia Long, Bernie Mac, John Witherspoon, and tiny Zeus Lister Jr. And the reason why we're talking about Friday today is because, well, I mean, it is Friday, but it's also a PayPal recommendation and donation from one of my subscribers and contributors on this channel, Dr. Camp. You have given me some doozies in the past. Here, it's a pretty standard, straight pop culture comedy that really everyone, I feel, needs to watch at one point because it's so ingrained into pop culture, but I've never seen it before this. I've realized over the past week just how racist my parents were growing up. We weren't allowed to listen to anything from black culture at all. We couldn't listen to hip-hop. We couldn't listen to R&B. We couldn't watch BET. We couldn't watch anything that was related to black cinema. Where we had a predominantly large cast of black people in it, we couldn't watch that at all. So we couldn't watch films like this or listen to the music of Ice Cube from NWA. Couldn't listen to any of that. I've only been able to listen to that, at least popping to my mind, I haven't been able to listen to that until I was an adult. And it's a shame because I think I would have loved this movie as a kid. It's so entertaining now as an adult. Now, for those of you out there looking for a review on this movie, please know that I am a white man. Do you really want a white man's perspective and review on this movie? You probably don't, but it was recommended to me, so I'm going to give my 2 cents and thoughts on this movie. So if you're interested in that, please feel free, but again, I am a white man reviewing something of black cinema. So go easy on me. There are definitely experiences in here in this movie that I can't relate to because of my white privilege. I know that exists. I absolutely do. All I can do is talk about how much I enjoyed this movie because I really did. Craig Jones is a recently unemployed 22-year-old who lives in his parents' house and obviously has no aspirations to make himself better or do anything ever with his life other than smoke weed the entire day. And it's only made worse when his best friend Smokey, played by Chris Tucker, enables him to do so because he's doing the exact same thing. A little too much of it though, because Smokey is actually supposed to be selling the product that he's smoking. So when the big supplier Big Worm comes around to collect on his product, Smokey doesn't have enough to pay him off. So now Big Worm puts out a hit on both of these men until they're able to pay him back. Also, there's a big neighborhood bully by the name of Debo who goes around and bullies everyone into giving him everything that he wants. And the film builds up to a climax where Craig takes on Debo in a battle of who's more of a manlier man than you, man. Yeah. So I'll be honest, the majority of this movie, I was thinking, okay, this is funny, I'm liking the scenes, I'm liking the performers, I'm liking the characters. But what is the point of this story? What are we building up to? Because, as far as I can tell, this Craig character has no aspirations and has no goals in life, and he's not doing anything in this movie to advance story or to advance his character on, like, a character's journey. He kind of seems like a lazy piece of shit. But then when you get to the final fist battle, the final climax of this movie, you realize, oh, this movie is about this kid, this young teenage boy, this young adult, becoming an adult, becoming a man, at least a man in the sense that men were in 1995. Because back then it was all about being tough and putting up your muscles and fighting people and yeah, I'm a man. But the situation this day, this Friday, taught Craig to stand your ground. And you know what? Take a punch, because you're gonna get your ass kicked every once in a while. It's how you get up from being punched. It's how you get up from getting your ass kicked. That's what makes you a man, and that's what makes you mature and an adult. It's the best part of the movie when Craig's father walks in and sees him holding a gun and tells him to put the gun down. You feel like a man holding that? You're no man. Put that down and put up your fists. This is what being a man is all about. Again, that's a sense of being a man in the mid-90s. Things, I feel, have progressed now. And of course, King Maximus agrees that yes, that does make you a man, even though you really have no standards because you're missing your balls, dude. Now, I enjoy Ice Cube. It's sad because I couldn't listen to Ice Cube growing up because really we couldn't have any black artists playing or black movies playing in the house. God, it's so painfully obvious that my parents were so racist growing up. I'm glad I've expanded my horizons after moving out of that house, but wow. But I like him as a musician, and you can tell in this film that this is probably one of his first film acting projects that he's ever done. He seems very stiff. He seems very like the director told me to look this way, or to lean this way, or to act like I'm paying attention this way, and it doesn't look natural on him as compared to his co-stars. In the scenes where he's sitting on the porch with Chris Tucker, who is easily just comfortable in his role of Smokey, there's Ice-T, and you can just tell he's very stiff, and he's very stiff in his line delivery as well. I'm talking bad about Ice-T. I'm sorry, I was just getting some criticism. My bad. You can also tell that he doesn't have a wide range of emotion because everything that he does is really coming from a place of anger and annoyance, which to a young actor learning the craft of acting is a very easy choice to make when you are running scenes with someone. Because in shows and films and plays and scenes, the scenes happen with some type of conflict. There has to be some type of conflict, otherwise the story is kind of boring. So what happens when there's conflict? Well, of course you get angry and you get into arguments, so I'm angry. And that's what Ice Cube does a lot in this movie. He delivers his lines very angrily. And very deliberately, too. There are some filler words in a line that you don't have to punch and use all the force that you do with the important big words in your sentence. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Gonna go bathroom. Those are the only big words in that sentence. But for Ice Cube, it's, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Every word in that sentence doesn't need to be punched. But as I've said, he's totally fine. You can just tell that this is a newer field of performing for him. He's more of a musician than an actor. The big props also has to be given to Chris Tucker because he is just freaking hilarious in this movie. He's able to convey so much comedy, not just in what he's saying, but how he's saying it, the way he's using his voice, and the physicality. The way he uses his body, the way he contorts his body, even just sitting down in a chair, is hilarious. He also smokes a lot of marijuana in this movie, and I feel like a sheltered little boy. Because I turned to my wife after watching like 15 minutes of this movie, and I asked her, like, can you overdose while smoking marijuana? Because I've never gotten high before, and he just does a lot in this movie, and I'm just thinking, like, that can't be good for this, or for this, or for these. Just like, give your lungs a break, sir. It is really nice seeing Zeus again on screen. I didn't know he was in this movie, and whenever he does come on screen in any film, I always get a smile on my face. Brings me back to my childhood and watching the classic golden age of WWF wrestling and seeing Zeus go up against Hulk Hogan and Randy Macho Man Savage. But he plays Debo, he's the neighborhood bully, he's going around forcing everyone to steal for him and give him family heirlooms and give him all the cash on it. So it's nice to see someone actually stand up to him and give him a couple of punches. But my favorite character in here, by far, put a smile on my face and had the best character and actually heartfelt moments in this entire film is John Witherspoon as Mr. Jones. I could have listened to another hour and a half of him just talking about stories of dogs biting him on the ass and just stories from his dog catching job in general. I could just listen to him. Just keep talking. This is hilarious stuff. And the way you're delivering like family, fatherly advice to your son is great. I could take an hour and a half of this. And this film is known to be a comedy, but the best moment from this film is not funny at all. It's when Mr. Jones comes into Craig's room and sees Craig playing around with a gun, and he says, put the gun down. Do you feel like a man with that in your hand? Put the gun down. Put your fists up. Now you feel like a man. And that whole story about him growing up and what it meant to become a man in the time that he was a child and how he had to use his fists, and that's how you do it, was so heartfelt and kind of brought a tear to my eyes. It's like, yeah, having that gun is a very easy thing, and that's an easy solution that could put you away for the rest of your life. Put your fists up and get punched, get hurt a couple of times. Because that's the test of who you are as an adult and who you are as a man, is when you get punched, do you get back up? It's how you react from that punch that makes you a person and makes you an adult. I like that. I like that moment a lot. This movie is hilarious and has some great heartfelt moments to it. Again, this is a white boy commenting on black cinema, but I really had a great time with this. I'm gonna give Friday 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
So guys, if you've seen Friday, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you all the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.